recording.
Oh, we are. It's good to be here.
Kim Lawless,
I'm
how
here.
are you?
Fabulous.
I have to thank you actually because you're the one that started all of this.
How come? Just for my first shoot.
Because you were the first interview I did.
We were.
And I was like,
we were.
oh my God, I actually really like this.
So much fun. Nice.
And then like I actually really hated editing it because you have to like listen to yourself.
Yeah. And laugh.
And laugh. And it was just, so
a lot of fun.
So I just kept going and kept
Amazing.
going.
How many have you done now? I've been seeing the threads coming through. I've been seeing the girls.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I don't know how many interviews I've done. It's got to be like at least 50 or something.
Oh, wow.
But this is episode 30 of the podcast.
Episode 30 of the podcast, people. Here we are.
Here we are.
Amazing.
Now, you were at the Fitness Expo over the weekend.
I was.
How was it?
Yeah, Melbourne. The show was amazing. So many things to see, challenges, incredible people, athletes, supplement companies.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. There's another show coming up September. It's October.
Yeah.
October in Sydney. And you guys should get down there. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's
it was
cool.
Amazing.
Actually, hang on a second. I just need to fix that camera.
No, do that. Do that. Hey, guys. I can see you. Any questions? I can't read. Oh, I can see lots of people coming online on my TikTok. Hi, guys.
Oh, shit, that's not good.
All good?
Too far down.
Amazing. So we're doing a bit of a podcast here. So fun.
It's a little bit of fun.
A little bit of fun.
I got a lot of equipment.
You do. A lot of lights. A lot of everything going on. There are lots of cameras, old stuff too. Amazing.
Yeah. The majority of those are actually they were my dad's.
Oh.
Yeah. So when he passed away, he left me his collection.
Oh, isn't that beautiful? And you've passed on such an amazing thing.
Yeah.
Just taking photos with amazing cameras.
Yeah. And some of them are like props like during photos and stuff.
No,
so
it's amazing.
yeah.
Beautiful.
He kind of
So
like.
your dad's with you all the time. Yes, he is.
He would be laughing.
Oh, yay. Hi, Dad. Your dad.
So there's going to be a second expo in October.
Yeah, that'll be in Sydney. It'll be unreal again. Amazing people going to be there. Athletes, supplement companies, activewear, photographers. A lot of fun. Challenges, strongman, woman-man competition.
Yeah.
Those I love. How do they do that?
I saw some of the clips of the strongman stuff.
Oh my God, they are amazing.
Yeah.
They can pick up those barrels that are so heavy.
Yeah.
What do they eat? Oh my God, what do they eat?
Protein.
Lots of protein. Like seriously, lots of protein.
Now, how long have you been training for?
Let's go back. So I pretty much started in the fitness training kind of era in my life when I was about 16.
Okay.
So I just was doing my normal little 16-year-old training at the gym.
Yeah.
But I really got serious in my 40s.
Do you want a drink?
Sure.
Do you want a sparkling water or do you
What
want
should
an
I have?
energy
Which
drink?
drink? Sparkling will be amazing. Oh,
Oh,
energy.
That's energy.
Energy.
That's energy.
Give me energy.
Thank you, AAA supplements.
Oh, AAA supplements. Thank you so much. Love a good energy drink. Cheers.
What is this? G Fuel.
G Fuel it is. It's yum. It's good.
Oh my God.
So
Elise, you're killing me.
I know. Stop. Elise, AAA.
So
Very
you
nice.
started when you were 16.
Just training, keeping
Yeah.
myself fit. I did a bit of modeling in my early years.
Mm.
And then when I was 40, I decided to get a little bit more serious with my training. I think as we age, we need to just, keep ourselves fit, go to the gym, eat well, sleep well, and I think just have a healthy lifestyle. So I started then in my 40s, like really getting a little bit more serious. And I basically entered my first comp when I was 41.
Wow.
Oh my God. I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but hey,
Was
it's
it
been amazing.
like fitness figure or
I did
what?
bikini.
Bikini, straight
did
into bikini.
Straight into bikini, mate.
At 41.
41 bikini, let's go.
Fucking hell.
So anyway, first comp then, and I carried on competing for, it's been 7 years. My last show was last year. October was my last show. And I mean, throughout that whole thing, I've met such amazing people in the US, Canada, everywhere, UK, amazing people. The industry is just next level. So, and photographers as well. It's obviously given me a whole new zest of modeling field again in my 40s.
Yeah, exactly,
so, yeah,
right?
Amazing.
Wow, I didn't realize like 41 straight into bikini.
Straight into bikini. Yeah.
And I think you're right. Like as you get older, just kind of keep moving.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, keep your body moving.
Absolutely. And you know what I love is, you know, a lot of my followers on Instagram, and there's a lot of men as well that send me messages and say that I inspire them, which I love because I love seeing their videos. I love seeing their fitness progress, because seeing from what they were, just getting to the next level, and they telling me, Kim, this is what I'm doing today. I'm on this much calories and blah, blah, blah. And it's just, I love that. I get really inspired myself. And that for me is such an honor to be able to speak to people that really want to get fit and healthy. Yeah, around the world, really. Yeah. Hey, TikTok, I see ya. I see ya. I don't know what you want to ask me because I can't see. It's very small writing. But hi. Yeah, do you want me to dance? I'll dance afterwards, I promise.
Classic.
Yeah.
Now, your background.
Yes.
South African.
Is South African, yes.
What was that like growing up?
Born and bred in South Africa. I came from a city called Durban.
Okay.
Which is KwaZulu-Natal. And I had a great little life living in Durban.
Yeah.
I left South Africa in my 20s and then moved to Melbourne, to Australia. Had no idea about Australia. It was my first time. And Australia's been my home. It's been my home. It's been amazing. I'm totally Australian. And this is it. This is it for me. Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of struck you with Melbourne? Like, did it?
Well, I mean, Melbourne's very flat, right? Really, really flat. So when I flew in, I'm like, where am I landing? There's no hills here. It's really flat.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Melbourne was my first port of call moving to Australia. And once again, I was in the fitness industry. I don't know if you all remember Healthland at the time, many years back. So it was a South African company that came into Australia and set those up. So at that time, I was here with an ex-partner, and we set up Bayside and Richmond and a couple of other Healthlands, which then became Fitness First. Yeah, so Fitness First is really all over Australia, right? So yeah. And in my time living in Australia, I moved to Sydney as well. And I was in Sydney for 12 years. So that was an amazing city as well. I mean, they've got hills. It's not flat.
They do have hills. It's very undulating.
Yes. But the weather in Sydney is amazing. The beaches are beautiful. So yeah, I mean, I've been able and blessed to be living in two beautiful cities. And I've loved both.
And your husband goes to Sydney for like work
as
well, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. He does for work.
And how many children do you have?
I have 3. I have 3 girls. Yes, a 19-year-old, 18 and 13. So 2 have finished school and 1's still in school. And so happy with that.
What was that like? Like, because obviously you're doing like fitness, and then you're doing modeling,
Being a mom.
and then you're being a mom as well.
Do you know what it is?
I think you're working full time or like part time. Yeah.
I think what it is as a woman, you want to find yourself. You know, when you stay at home, well, I was a stay-at-home mom for 10 years. And I think after you get to a point where you want something for yourself, you know, you're so busy giving, looking after, feeding, all those things that you kind of lose yourself as a woman. It may be for a man as well. You lose yourself and you need something to really drive you and spark that fire again inside. And so my fitness has kind of given me that back. I love being a mom. I think I've got 3 gorgeous girls. They're really beautiful girls inside and out. I love my fitness journey. I love training. I love inspiring. So I have a few followers on my TikTok and my Instagram. So I just love that I can maybe give that to other people. And then obviously just a balance. I think everybody in life needs a balance, and you all need purpose. You all need a purpose, don't you think?
100%.
If we don't have purpose, what do we have? Like, seriously, what do we have?
Sometimes it's hard though for people to work out what their purpose is.
Yes, it is.
And that's the difficult thing.
That is a difficult thing. But I think if something sparks you, just something, it could be anything, pottery, it could be painting, photography, anything, cooking, it could be something that just sparks something inside that gives you that light again. I think that's what's important. And then you strive for that. You know, and you really bring that back into your life because, you know, life is busy. We work, we have families, you know, you're fending for living in a home. You've got to do a whole lot of stuff to live. But I think if you get something that fuels you, I think that's so important. Yeah.
What inspires you?
Yeah. A lot of things inspire me. Happiness inspires me. Happiness inspires me. And I love, as I said, my followers, when they send me a little message and say, you've inspired me just by doing this. And when I see them training, or I see a photo of them doing a push-up or something, or their meal that they're eating for the day, that I just get a smile on my face. I think it's the most amazing thing. That inspires me. It gives me that little, you know, zest.
It adds that fuel to your own fire, right?
100%.
That you have inspired someone else, but then watching that kind of inspires you more. Like it's reciprocating,
100%.
you know.
And I think it's a beautiful thing when you find that.
I had Anton.
I see you.
Hair by Anton here yesterday.
Yes.
On the podcast,
Yes.
and we were talking about the same thing,
Yes.
like just like finding your purpose, finding something that you're passionate about, and then kind of like just striving and keep going and grinding away, and
100%. And looking at you now, I mean, this seems like it's your passion too. I mean, seriously, Andrew, listening to you talking like this, I think this is what's fueling you besides photography.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
As I said before, like doing the interviews, like I really love engaging with people and learning about people and talking to them and things like that. And the editing side of things, I just work through and you know, I don't really worry about like what I sound like, my voice or anything, because that's just the way that it is, right?
Exactly,
like,
and people are going to gravitate towards you anyway. So it doesn't matter what your voice is, squeaky, up, low, whatever. People are just going to gravitate to the energy that you give off anyway.
Yeah, exactly,
you know?
exactly.
I think that's most important.
And I got heaps of feedback from people from the first couple of interviews.
Oh, amazing.
From like...
What did they say? Tell me.
Well, they were like, oh my God, thank you so much for doing these. And I was like, yeah, no worries. Like,
how good does that
feel? Yeah,
feel?
it's just a lot of fun. And their feedback was, you're really bringing to life the characters behind the photos.
Right.
And you're proving a point. And I'm like, what's the point? And they said that these people are just everyday normal people.
100%.
And anybody can do this.
100%.
Yeah.
Anybody can do this. Anybody can do fitness. Any age can do fitness. It doesn't matter how old. An 80-year-old can even do fitness. Really, seriously. I mean, I think the new age now of aging is gone to another level. I think I drove past the other day at a sign saying retirement village for over 50s, and I'm 50 next year, and it really... That took my breath away, because I kind of feel now we're living in such a world where everything's about health and fitness and looking after yourself and maintaining, you know, the longevity of our lives and eating well. And I think the new retirement age, I personally should be over 70. Is that right or wrong? Do you reckon? Like, seriously, because the 50-year-olds to 60-year-olds now are still so young and so with it and so vibrant and vivacious. And, you know, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Don't you
100%. Age to me is like, it's just a number. It's
Yeah.
it's your
Agreed.
it's your mindset.
Yeah.
And if you have a particular mindset, you can do and you can achieve anything.
Right.
And even to the point where you're like pushing your body to like do more,
You're
achieve more, you know,
Yeah, no,
like
absolutely.
like the whole fitness thing, right? Like the biggest challenge in fitness is just getting through your head. Because if you
Isn't
can
that true?
if you can get through your head, you can push your body to do anything you want it
Right.
to do.
Absolutely.
Mm,
Because you can switch off and go, I'm not doing it.
correct.
I can't. It's
Yeah.
too hard.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get up. No, not 5 o'clock in the morning. No way. I don't get up that time.
Yeah.
But you can just change little things
Yeah.
just to actually improve you as a person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So age is just like, and hang on, you're 50 next year?
Next year's the big 50. I'm owning that. Yep.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
What, like,
I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
you are blessed.
I'm blessed to be 50. I have enjoyed everything through my life up until this stage of my life. Like
No regrets?
I was about to say that. No regrets. If I ever got a tattoo, that's what it would be. No regrets, because I don't have any regrets. No.
Well, you know, once you get a tattoo, you just kind of like get the itch.
There we go. Well, you have not stopped.
I'm currently getting my back done.
Oh my gosh, that's painful.
Full back.
Painful.
We've done 11 hours? No, 12. We've done 12 hours just for the stencil. The stencil is not finished.
Oh my.
So we need to, yeah.
So what are we getting on our back? What is this picture?
It's a dragon. Yeah, and it's kind of like this.
But that's mythical.
Yeah, is this design. So it's the
Right.
second last piece to the whole picture. So after the dragon, I got to get my ribs done
Painful.
because I have my whole leg done, and once that's done,
Wow, Andrew.
I've got a little koi on my shin, and the story or the mythology of it is the koi swimming against the current up the water
Right.
between the rocks and the flowers, and then as it goes up, it gets bigger. So there's going to be like a larger koi here, but once
Wow.
it gets up to the
Will you
top,
feel the koi? Just check it.
probably,
It's all in the head, right?
yeah, it then transforms into the dragon. So it's this
So it's
transformation
it's a
journey.
journey. And what does that signify for you as a whole?
Well, because I've transformed myself about 5 or 6 times in my life, and it's
Wow.
and
And
it-
we can.
yeah, and it's really important to like just keep pushing your way through. And
Right.
I've got a mate of mine that always says like he's just amazed at how I've been able to reborn and like come back even stronger.
So do you think that really depends on the personality of a person to be able to do that?
Yes, I think so. Because I guess like thinking about like my life story and like born in Southeast Asia and like all of that, I think that really embarked or started this whole desire to consistently grow and consistently change and adapt and
Right.
be, I guess, conscious of my environment and use it to my advantage, to succeed and things like that. And that's kind of like gotten me to where I am now.
Yes.
Yes, there was a period I think where I felt like an imposter because I didn't know what identity like I was taking on because I like so many
Right.
different things.
Right.
But I think you have to kind of like go through that phase to
I
then
think so.
realize like who you are and what you're about and
Right.
what your values are.
Right. I
Mm.
agree. That's good. That's a good journey.
And like, it's different for everybody.
No, it is. That's a good question to ask is because do you think people are going through that? People do go through those transitions in their lives, whether it's
Yeah.
work related, financial, family related, personal, just part of growing.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
That's life, right? That's life. It's how we live, up and down. Things happen, and it's how you get through it and transition yourself through those times.
And I think if you acknowledge that there are phases in your life and you know that that's just a phase
Right.
and that either
I like that.
things like say you're not having a great time or you're like not in a real good place, the best thing you could do is just to realize that these days won't last. they'll get better.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But similarly, the opposite way, the inverse is the same. If things are going really well, you should just enjoy it.
Yes.
Because they're not going to last.
Right.
Because everything is like this, right?
Yep.
Life isn't a straight line.
No, it isn't. It isn't. There's no
it's
book either.
yeah.
No rule book. There's no. You just got to roll with the punches, they say.
There is no rule book.
Yeah. It's like parenting.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. There's no parent book that you're not given a parent book. And I mean, as we're going through, the different stages of our kids growing and developing, and us as parents, how do we relate to the teenagehood? How do we relate to the tweenhood? How do we relate to the adulthood with our kids? And, and what is acceptable for, telling your kids or speaking to your kids or giving them the rundown of life? Are we making them too, suppressed that they can't actually, go out and enjoy life, or
protecting them too much. Yeah.
You kind of go, well, what is it, And then when you're going through those bad times, let's say your daughter or your son is giving you that little bit of hard, that you just can't get. How do you deal with that? Do you go in the shower and have a cry, which I do? I go in the shower, I have a little cry, or I'm driving in the car, I've got some music and the tears are going down. But you know what? It's good. You got to get those things out.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
It's if only kids came with a manual, would it be more fun? I don't know if it would be more fun. I think the fun part of it is actually just trying to work stuff out.
Correct. It is, and you still sometimes you can't figure it out. Sometimes there's no figure out.
Yeah.
You just have to let it roll.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, now my daughter said to me the other day, we were driving in the car, she said, Mum, are you finding life is really busy of late?
Wow.
I know. She's not nearly 18. I said, you know what, Amber? I said, yes, I'm finding life super busy of late. She said, was it different for you when you were growing up? I said, you know what it really was? There was no social media. There was no phones. When I phoned a friend and made an idea to come
it was on
this. This is the phone. I love that you have that. We're so old. Anyhow, so
that's a problem. It doesn't. It's not plugged in.
So that was a really quite an amazing thing, for her to come up with and for us to talk about, because it just made me think. Yeah, we're so busy, we never switch off. There's no time to just do nothing because it's constant. The phone's there, your social media, your TikToking, whatever it is, it's just always on.
Do you take time off to just
I do
calm down, or
I do, and of late I have been doing a lot more. I mean, with my social media platforms, my TikTok and my Instagram, I do get a lot of it's kind of a business.
Yeah, it's total business.
So with a business, I get a bit of gigs, which is nice from my social media platforms. So I know I need to be on. I don't need to be on as much anymore. I think there's, I've got a platform now that actually works for me, so I can actually filter through and decide what I should do and what I shouldn't do. So, but yes, I think switching off is really important. It's so I do get that time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Do you?
I
don't think so. Sorry, how many hours until you fly to Manchester? Excuse me. Hang on a second. Can you tell us that story? How many hours until you fly to Manchester?
That story's not coming out today on the podcast.
You are hilarious. Anywho.
Holy shit, this is only the second time I've been embarrassed on the podcast.
Did I do that to you?
This is to be
continued.
To be continued.
Next question. Let's go. How's that drink of yours? Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. It's kind of like lemonade.
It's very nice. It is. It is like lemonade, orange lemonade. Yum.
So you've done quite a few modelling photo shoots.
Yes.
What's been your favourite and worst concept?
So I haven't had a worse concept, to be honest. You know why? Because I choose. Oh, hello, kitty.
That's Larry.
Hi, Larry. Oh, isn't he beautiful? I choose what I want to, who I want to shoot with,
yeah,
and what I want to shoot. So I haven't had any bad gigs.
That's so good.
Nah. But for me, I mean, I've worked with such amazing photographers, and every single time I'm with a photographer, magic happens. Just something, a photo, something, it just magic happens, you know? So I've enjoyed that. I've been able to, I went to Vegas. I actually shot with Paul Bacchetta. He's with the Fitness Magazine in Canada and the US. So that was amazing because we did the whole of Vegas and we shot. There were about 12 us girls from around the world, and we shot in the desert, which was incredible. It was like a Mad Max theme. So that was really crazy because they had the.
How long ago was this?
That was 2022 August.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. So I was there in Vegas for 10 days. And we just shot, we did lingerie shooting, we did Mad Max photo shoot. We just did a whole lot of fun things. It was good. So I met some amazing girls, and it was awesome to meet with, to work with Paul as well.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Like
so
to
it's
get
so fun.
recognized and get the offer to go over.
Oh, just amazing. So good. It was really good. I was very honored. Yeah.
How did you go with like the jet lag?
Well, actually, it was fine because I stopped off in LA. I spent time with my girlfriend, so I think I just climatized very nice in LA. And then basically from there went to Vegas, spent the time in Vegas, came back to LA,
Yeah.
hung out with my girl again, and then basically flew back to Australia. So it was all fine.
Yeah. I went to New York probably about 8 years ago now.
Yeah, love New York. Love New York.
It's fucking wild.
It's amazing.
It's just so big.
Yeah, it's big.
Like you kind of have an idea.
You feel like you're in a movie, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like surreal.
You have an idea through the movies on like how big it is, but then like when you actually go, you're like,
It's next level.
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, I've just had the most amazing experience with every photographer, and the opportunities that are coming and going, and just been very blessed. Yeah.
Was Vegas the like most exotic place that you've kind of done a photo shoot at, or where's your favorite place to shoot?
Listen, I am anywhere between Santorini and Greece. I'm coming. Let's go, photographers. Bring it on. Seriously, I want to go to that place. That just blows my mind. But look, Vegas is I mean, it's a city that just never sleeps, really. It's ongoing, it's full on, and lots happens in Vegas. Yeah.
All right, fine. So it's 38 days till I...
Oh, yeah!
38 days till I leave to go to Manchester to go and meet someone. But
There we go.
yeah, there you go.
It came out. That came out of nowhere.
Well, you're talking about Greece and Santorini. I'm like, I traveled
I know.
really good. And
I
like,
know.
oh, well.
Amazing. So good.
You've obviously traveled quite a bit.
Well, I think with my fitness and competing overseas, it's given me the opportunity to do a few cities and countries. Colombia was one. Medellin. Yeah, I was in Medellin, Colombia. Amazing.
Wow.
People are so beautiful there. Yeah, I was in Brazil, Vegas, another one again. Yeah, amazing.
That's so good. What so you mentioned no regrets.
Yes, no regrets.
No regrets whatsoever.
No. Because life is what you choose.
It is.
Life is what you choose, and you can't, once you've made a decision, go back on anything. You've made that decision. So embrace that decision, whether it's right or wrong. and take it wholeheartedly, whether it's right or wrong, I think.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're living in regrets and negative thought. And I'm such a positive person. So negative thoughts, I don't like to enter my mind. I like to push them right away. And I like being happy.
It's all about perspective, right? Like
100%.
you can choose to have a negative thought about something, but the reality is that there's always a flip side to it.
Yeah.
Like you can always see, like, sorry, I can always see a positive side to something because it's either you've learnt something or you've learnt, something about yourself.
So do you think that only comes with maturity?
No, I don't think so. I think it's not only maturity. I think it's definitely
Experiences.
but also personality.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
I was always so pre-18, I was a completely different person.
Right.
Imagine the complete opposite.
Right.
That was me.
Okay.
And I was very quiet. I was highly emotional and
What?
yeah, like super emotional. I have a theory around why that was, but I remember my sister, like growing up, she's 3 years older than me. She would, like, when we were like talking, or she's like telling me about a problem or anything, she's like, why don't you say anything? Because you're just like a sponge. You just like take this information and you don't like give me anything. And I'm like, I don't know. Like I'm just, processing or whatever, right? But my theory around it is because I'm an empath, I take on a lot of people's energies.
Give me 5, I'm the same.
And then I like process it and things like that. And so compound or couple that with the fact that I've been able to sense and see people's auras.
Right. Yeah. Wow.
Is also another like
level.
So
what's my aura right now?
Well, it's very blue.
Oh, what does that mean? Oh, we have a blue light.
No, but you're always blue.
That's nice. Is that a good energy? It is a good energy.
It's a very good energy. It's very people orientated.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love that.
And you've got this like radiance about you.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
More?
But that's actually actually how it's one of the skills that I have finessed and use in my photography.
Yeah, right.
And how I get the good shots.
Well, we get the good shots
because I like influence and help change the energy of the model and things like that.
Yeah, right. Love that.
Yeah,
that's so good.
The disadvantage is if I take on too much of other people's energies, I do get drained.
Yes, I feel that too. Yes.
Yeah, and like as I've gotten older, I've worked out that I have to learn how to turn it off in environments where there's lots of people. Otherwise, it's too much.
So you feel energy from a lot of people in a room, would you say?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but I have to I have to like consciously turn it off so that I don't take it on.
You would be sleeping on the floor every day.
Pretty
much.
Yeah.
Wow.
And because I've been in situations where I haven't turned it off, and I'm like, I can't deal with this.
No, yeah,
like
too
I just
much.
just have to leave.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
that's interesting. I didn't know that about you. Have you? So have you always been a positive person? I have. Andrew, I have. I have always been a positive person.
Is that from like your childhood, like your upbringing with your parents,
I think
or
it's just me? And my parents, yes, I came from a very loving family. There was never any fighting in my house. It was all very calm and relaxed. And now and then whatever would happen, but it wasn't. Someone's here. Ding dong.
I think that's an Amazon delivery. Hang on.
Yay! Is it? Fun. So guys, hi. TikTok. What's happening? I want to hear. I want to read what anyone wants to ask me a question. I can't see. I need to get my glasses. 1 second. Let me have a look. Any questions? Hi, guys. Oh, there's a pretty kitty cat here. Ooh. Any questions? I'm excited. I just had to. Was that Amazon?
Yeah.
Was it? Come back. We're back.
So very loving family.
Yes, very loving family. I have a brother who's younger than me, only 17 months apart. So we're very close.
Yeah.
And always just happy and a lot of friends. Mum would always say you always got so many friends and, out and about and, just happy. That's me.
What was it like?
I mean, I do when I have somebody who's in a space
Mm.
and I don't know, I naturally just do it. It's like this, something calls me to that person, whether I know them or not. It's quite weird. And
Yeah.
I'll kind of suss out the vibe. And because the one time I was in a shopping mall and I walked past this lady and I could see she was crying. So I kind of just stood around a little bit and, she looked at me and I looked at her and I just could not help myself. My natural feeling was just to go to her and just embrace her. And I did. And after that, she actually thanked me. She thanked me for giving her a beautiful hug. And she said it felt like an angel.
Yeah.
So, that for me was just special. Yeah. So that makes me feel good.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
During Easter, I bought a homeless person a box of Maltesers because as I was walking into the
Don't we love that?
walking into the supermarket, they were standing outside and they were like, I was wearing like really bright colours, and she commented on how much she loved it. Yeah. So I was like, okay. So I went in, bought what I needed to buy,
is so beautiful.
and a box of Maltesers, and I came out and I gave it to her. She was like, oh my God, I haven't gotten anything for Easter. And I'm like, well, you deserve that, darling.
Andrew,
like, enjoy.
Yeah, I love that. That is such a good thing. I love that.
It's, and then actually like, the day before we had those crazy rains. In my local cafe, I was there like in the morning and the Vic SES guys came along and I like bought them all like egg and bacon rolls.
How good does that make you feel?
Yeah. Like they've been awake the whole night.
You
like
cannot
dealing with
explain
emergencies.
that giving to someone else.
Yeah.
It is actually the most amazing, beautiful gift you can give.
It's very humbling and people need to like do more of it, I think.
Yes. If you can, you should. Because
yeah.
I tell you, it is the most beautifulest feeling. And you feel it's like you've ticked a box for the day, but a good box, a feel-good box, you know?
Like giving back.
Yes.
Giving back to like other people's
100%.
Other people's efforts or, the things that they've done.
Yeah, absolutely.
But doing it with like no expectations.
Correct.
You know?
Because it is. You leave that situation and you walk away from that and you actually feel good. You know? It's a good space. It's a good space.
So what advice would you give someone who wanted to get into modelling?
Modelling. Well, if it's something that you really want to do, I think first of all, find a photographer. Find a good photographer, because I think once you've got a good photographer.
Oh, hang on a second. Sorry.
Oh, that's
something's
that's
turned
email.
off.
Oops.
Find a good photographer.
Find a good photographer. And I think once you've got your good photographer and you feel comfortable, and maybe just, ask around and ask some other models, or you can send messages on Instagram or just to see who they recommend, because I think recommendations are a good thing. And, once you've got that on tow and you do maybe a photo shoot, a one-off photo shoot, to just give you the feeling, and get a photographer who actually will help you stand and how to pose and what to wear for the photo shoot. And
coaching.
Coaching and the things that make you feel comfortable, and then you're going to get 1 or 2 or 5 good picks, and from there, once you've done your first shoot, it's very easy then to go for the next shoot, because then you kind of feel, oh, this is good. And I think now with social media, it's quite amazing because that is your portfolio. So basically having that is your portfolio, and work comes. And then, doing your modeling side of a couple of maybe magazine shots, or, going overseas and shooting with another photographer. Yeah. Those things come. Yeah. Once you've,
And I think you're right. Like finding the right person that'll kind of like match, or you feel that will help you kind of come out of your comfort zone and, develop you and things like that is important.
Yes. And also as a girl or a boy, you've got to have something inside that makes you want to do it. Because I think if you've got that little drive inside, you kind of do a pose. in a way because it comes naturally.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if it's unnatural, it's really hard because it's hard for the photographer to get the right curves if you can't actually pose well. You know, so I think that's a big thing. Coaching, absolutely, but if it's not inside you to project that, it's really hard to actually get that shot.
And so because you were doing like fitness competitions, that kind of like helped coincide because you would have gotten like pose coaching and
and
all
I
of that,
used to,
right?
I mean, in my younger day, I used to do dancing.
Oh,
So my dancing style came into when I pose. So
right.
basically when I would stand and pose in my certain ways, my shoulders would work to
Yeah.
my angles.
Yeah.
You know, or the hips would flow into the next movement.
So we're talking about
Get to dancing, people.
ballroom dancing?
No, it was jazz.
Jazz?
And I did a bit of ballet in my younger time, but I was more of a jazz hip hop chick.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Wow.
Now ask me to do choreography. Oh my God, I can't remember now. It's really hard. You hit 50 and your mind becomes a little bit stale. It's hard. I see those young ones now with their dancing moves and I'm like, geez, how do they do that so fast?
Yeah.
Gee.
I was telling someone the other day.
Hey guys, I see you.
I was telling someone the other day, like, the information that's in my brain has reached maximum capacity. And, like, in order for me to take new information on, I have to, like, delete something. And what I find is I delete, like, all the smaller, meaningless details, like where I parked my car from the previous day.
Stop.
I'm
I'm going to take photos to know where my car's parked.
Yeah, I, like, walk out and I'm like,
where is that car?
where did I park? You know, thank God you got the remote that kind of, you know,
I tell you, I think as we get older, we're trying to find, you know, just amazing health things that help us with our brain fog and, you know, certain things that we can help our bodies age differently. And so I'm taking M&M powder, which is amazing.
Oh, is it? I've seen those.
From Age Mate. And let me tell you, amazing. I'm sleeping like a baby. My brain is on.
Okay.
It's switched on. Maybe not with dance moves, but it's there. A lot better.
Okay.
Yeah,
From
I've been on
Age
it now since December.
Mate. Okay.
And I'm definitely seeing the difference.
Right. I take liver tablets.
Yes.
Yeah, and I find that it definitely helps with like not having that kind of like crash at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes. But you know, it's weird because I think as we age as well, our body changes in so many ways. I mean, women are another level, right? But, you know, digestion changes, everything. So eating certain foods, you start going, well, am I gluten-free? Or am I lactose-free? Oh, I'm not sure because I'm not feeling really great. But it's
Do you have a tolerance?
Yeah, correct.
Like,
it just, you know, and yes. So I've gone gluten-free and I choose to because when I don't, I kind of do feel a little bit, my stomach feels not right.
Yeah.
So gluten-free is my option as well. I mean, I love my protein shake, so I do have a lot of that, which is vegan. But yeah, the supplements, you know, for health and aging is.
I tried the vegan protein. I tried pea protein. Obviously, like everyone starts off with like whey because that was a big thing like when I was younger.
Yes.
But now I'm on like the protein water.
Yeah, what's that like? I haven't had
which
that.
Which actually uses beef collagen.
Right.
So it's not a milky like substance at all, which is good. So it's just like drinking cordial.
And where do you get that from?
AAA.
AAA. Of course. Right. I'm going to have to try that AAA. Elise, I'm coming in to get that.
Yeah, and it's just so good. And I'm like, you just don't feel bloated. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Because I was getting like quite bloated, you know, like when you have protein after the gym in the morning, then you have like your afternoon snack, which is a protein, then you have protein powder with like cottage cheese or like yogurt for dessert. There's a lot of protein powder.
Oh, a lot. Yes.
And, you know, you just kind of feel like, it's like, you know that you're taking it for the right reasons, but then it's like, well, why
am I feeling like this?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, I think as we once again, age, we decipher what is actually working for us now. You know, and I think when you're younger, your body's still growing and changing, so you can actually have everything and it's fine. It doesn't affect you that much.
Exactly.
But as you do age and grow and get older, just things don't settle as good as it used to. So yeah, I think it's just finding your right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And changing, not being afraid to like try different things and like change things up.
Yeah, 100%. And age gracefully, don't you think?
Yeah.
Age well, you know?
I think though, like a lot of that has to do with either the decisions that you make about your health,
right?
or like, you know, environmentally, like if you're spending a lot of time socially out and about, not getting enough sleep, that's going to impact you as well,
I think sleep is a huge important thing for aging. And I know they say, well, what just happens to me, but you know, sleep kind of diminishes. And then there's this wake up between periods of sleep, which is so annoying. So not getting enough sleep as you age, you know, and I think the dopamine in our minds, is it the dopamine? It is. That drops as we get older, and that's why we can't switch off and sleep. So we kind of, I mean, women are going through menopause, so that also the hot flushes, the insomnia is another thing. So that's crazy into that situation. But yes,
well, that happens when you get into the like YouTube wormhole, right? Like you're
yes,
scrolling, or like the death scroll on TikTok, or like, you know,
no blue light before you go to bed.
Yeah,
man. You just gotta do that, mate.
I'm a photographer. I look at a screen all day long.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
I'm looking at getting a second screen.
Well, looking at your house, there's screens and lights and everything all over the place. No wonder if you can't sleep properly, it's because of that.
Well, I could survive on 6.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I really have to force myself to go back to sleep after 6, you know, after you go to the toilet, and then like try to get 7.5 or 8, you know.
For me, maximum perfect is about 8 hours for me. I mean, I have an underactive thyroid, so Hashimoto's disease. I don't know who suffers from Hashimoto's disease, but it can make you really, really tired, really fatigued. And I think I've been very grateful for my fitness journey to actually, you know, keep that healthy and really maintain, you know, my thyroid levels.
How long have you known that you had that?
Well, I had my first baby and then fell pregnant again. Yep, literally 6 months later. Anyway, and yes, that happened. No regrets, absolutely none.
Goddamn husband.
Anywho, and so my second was about 6 weeks old, and I started not feeling myself.
Right.
I just couldn't get out of bed.
Right.
I couldn't feed her. Nothing. I was just feeling awful, crying a lot. So look, I mean, any doctor could have said, look, postnatal depression, right? But that didn't feel right for me. Just didn't feel right for me. So my other doctor, I went to a couple of doctors, and the one doctor who was amazing, she asked for all the symptoms and basically went in and did a blood test for my thyroid. And that came back positive. And how grateful that she came into my life, because literally with suffering with a thyroid condition for so many weeks prior to actually getting help, it was terrible. It was really terrible. I'd get
plus with a 6-week-old baby.
Yes, and a toddler, nearly.
Yeah, and a toddler.
Nearly, yeah. Well, a toddler, yeah, and a 6 week. It was crazy. I just couldn't cope. So obviously once I was medicated on thyroxine, life just got better. And then obviously once getting into my fitness journey in my 40s, I think that's just maintained it so well for me. So I kind of now listen to my body, you know, eating well, sleeping, all those things. So I've been able to, you know, keep myself healthy.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Like just being consciously aware of what's going on.
Absolutely.
But also not taking the very first bit of advice.
That would have put me
because it didn't feel right.
Right. There would postnatal depression, on depressive tablets. That's it, done. So for my whole life, I would have been thinking I'm depressed, and literally being diagnosed with the right thing, you know, gave me the right mission for my life. Really?
I think that like doctors are kind of like tradies, right? Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not good, and like sometimes they hit the mark, sometimes
Yeah, you
it's
just find the right one,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, you have to like try and find the right one.
Yeah.
About
Excuse me 1 second. I just have to put my low battery thing off.
oh, yeah. Was it still live?
I'm still live.
It's still live.
Hi guys, TikTok, I can see you. Hi everyone. We still going.
So I've been in Melbourne for 23 years. I reckon so 22 years ago I bent over to
Hang on. What?
I bent over to tie my shoelace.
Yes.
And on the left side of my lower back
Yes.
something went ping like
Yeah.
like it was a rubber band type sound.
Yeah, right.
And I've basically I live with a what's it called? Like it's a herniated disc. One of my discs is herniated, so
Just from bending over tying up your shoe.
yeah.
How old were you then?
22.
So you were old then, you're younger now.
Yeah. And I think it was
Wow,
about
Andrew.
like I would say 13 years ago. I was walking around like a downhill skier. And I tried lots of different like medical professions to kind of like help fix it, like a chiro, an
Right.
osteo,
Yeah.
a homeopath, acupuncture, dry needling, like all of this. And one of my work colleagues pretty much said to me, they're like tradies. Sometimes you get good ones, sometimes you get bad ones. You just need to like go through and try to find someone else.
That's good advice for anyone.
Yeah,
Good
so
advice.
I tried a second chiropractor, and first thing she did was, and thankfully at their clinic they had an X-ray machine. X-rayed my back straight away, pinpointed what was wrong
Wow.
with it, and basically said, "Yep, this is what it is. We need to unwind you and get everything kind of in line again." And so for 7 weeks, twice a week, she got me standing up straight.
That's, jeez.
And I was like, oh, like the pain of walking around
Yeah,
like a
right.
downhill skier, it was just,
Horrific.
Yeah. So,
That's you know what? Living with chronic pain or anything where your body is just out of line, it's not nice.
Yeah.
It's not nice at all.
it's debilitating
Totally.
because you can't, like, you
Totally.
can't do the things that you want to do, you know?
100%.
Yeah.
So being in line and healthy and fit, and I think, fitness is such a positive and an amazing medicine, isn't it? It's a lifestyle. And I think, if people do it and do it on a regular basis, maybe 3 to 4 times a week, I think that's important because it does help. It helps with everything.
It's definitely therapy.
Yes.
It's mental therapy and
Yes.
physical therapy, because you think to yourself, I've done the hardest part of my day now.
Right.
Like everything else is easy.
Right.
You know, and
Yeah.
when you have those endorphins running through your body,
yeah. Next level.
you kind of like, you know what, I can work through anything.
Saying that, I mean, the fitness industry itself is that. It's such a positive vibe, isn't it? It just radiates something amazing in anybody. And anybody can get healthy and fit. Do anything. It could be strong man. It could be doing weights. It just could be a triathlon. It could be a marathon. Anything. I mean, how is that? That's just makes me smile, doesn't it?
Yeah. I worked with a guy at Australia Post, and
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to listen to this, but he was 49.
Yeah, right. My age.
And he was planning on doing his 9th Hawaiian Ironman. And he said to me, he goes, in his 30s, he was a smoker and a drinker.
Stop.
And then in his 40s, he was like, no, I'm not going to
Cleaning
do
it
that.
up.
Not going to do that anymore. And he switched it off. And he started doing triathlons. And then the first year, he did really well. So the second year, he applied for Hawaiian Ironman, and he had done it like 9
What an
times.
inspiration, right?
Yeah.
Like that is inspirational.
And so I said to him, I was like, why do you keep doing it? And he goes, because I keep getting better. At that age.
Yes.
This was like probably 12 years ago now, right? And he was, and so
That's
like
amazing. Wow.
he like sent an email. He's like, here's my ID. You can track my progress and all this. And I said to him, I was like, okay, so
Incredible.
it's a 3 kilometer, I think it's a 2.2 kilometer swim in open water. It's like a 180k bike ride and then a 42k run, right? And I said to him, I was like, so at what point in all of that, and I don't know if I got those numbers right, but at what point in all of that, like when do you get tired? He said it's not during the swim and it's not during the bike ride. He goes, it's during the run. The last, I think he said it was like so it's a 42k run, but it's like at the 32 kilometer mark where they're going uphill and they have to turn around and come down. But at the top of the hill you get the volcanic like heat because of the hill that they're running at, and it's at that point when he turns and he comes around, because he knows that there's a drink station down.
Right.
That's the point where he gets tired.
So it's a mental thing maybe. His mind went, there's the drink station.
Yeah.
And that made him think of that instead of his pace maybe.
Yeah.
Wow.
But like he showed me his results for like the 9 years, and every year is like he's cutting like 3 minutes off, 4 minutes off,
It's amazing. Is he still competing?
I don't know if he still competes, but he runs a coaching.
Yeah, well, you would if you've got that behind you.
Yeah,
for sure.
coaching kind of business in Queensland.
Yeah.
And like it's just
amazing.
fucking
God.
Rob Hill, an amazing guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rob Hill, amazing. So good.
But yeah, like you can definitely like take a lot of inspiration just by seeing a lot of people's accolades in like fitness and stuff, right?
Absolutely. Because it's a good lifestyle, isn't it? It really is, and inspiring. And I think that's awesome. Yeah, amazing.
What plans do you have for the rest of 2024?
2024. So, listen, my plans for the year are just go with the flow, pretty much. Seriously, because opportunities do come. And I think when opportunities come, then you kind of decide whether you want to take them or not. And right now in my life, nearly, 50, I can choose those, and I think I embrace those opportunities. So whether it's, through my modeling career, or whether it's being a mom, or my working career, family life, whatever it is, every day is going to be a new day and a good day. I just embrace it all. Yeah,
I think it's real important to like have that mindset.
Yeah.
Because I'm very much the same.
Yeah.
I don't know, like when I was younger, I used to be very rigid and like analytical about things. But as I've gotten older and being more exposed to this like creative space, it's kind of like an ebb and flow thing.
Yeah, right. But then talking about that, it's like you found your purpose. So I've also found my purpose. And, so I think once you find your purpose in life, whatever it is, as you said, the ebbs and flows just flow.
Yeah.
And opportunities do come. And, I mean, you're off to the UK in a couple of, 38 hours. I think, and opportunities are going to come in the UK for you. You don't know what is around the corner there for your 3 weeks that you're there, or however long you're going to stay.
100%.
So, how amazing that life is so good. I mean, through COVID, it stopped a lot of things. It stopped a lot of ebbs and flows. Wasn't a great time for a lot of people. But maybe it
especially
was.
here in Melbourne.
Yeah, exactly. I had the shoes at the door.
Ah!
But then again, maybe some people needed that time to reflect and switch off from their life being so busy. So I think, now it's just more open. The opportunities are now more. The airports are full. Things are happening. Life is full.
Actually, I got a funny story.
Oh, let's hear.
Do you remember Karen
Karen?
from Brighton? Who she was on the news during COVID about she's like ran
yes,
all of this.
Karen. Yes, we do remember Karen. Yeah, tell me about Karen.
You know she's not real.
Was it just a name?
So my special
Was it just a name?
So my special friend said to me that her boss knew that woman, and her name's not actually Karen, and
he lied.
And she doesn't live in Brighton.
Where does she live? Where does she live, Karen? Where does she live?
I don't know where she lives, but I was just like, that's fucking hilarious.
Well, you had to make something during that epidemic.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Like, it was really tough here in Melbourne.
I think, it was a certain time period where it really tested individuals, and you either came out of it shining, either came out of it like worst off, and either you're currently still like dealing with the impacts of what happened, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But, I kind of, I'm just speaking out here. I mean, I don't know much about the politics side of things, but I think when the whole COVID thing ran, and the days gone by, news could not have spread that quick. There would have been countries still not knowing what it's all about. And I mean, now with social media, just one Twitter or one whatever, and it's gone. The whole world knows about it. So Karen knows about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like...
Yeah. It's because we're in an information age.
Right.
And we're so technologically connected, but also not connected.
Yeah, right.
And so, like information can spread like wildfire.
Oh,
true information, like real information, as well as false information.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. And that's going back to what my daughter said. Mum, are you finding life really busy now? I'm like, yes. When I was that age, the phone, there we go, that wire phone to make, let's catch up.
Yeah.
Here, the kids are instant gratification. They get a notification, instant gratification. They haven't replied in 5 minutes. Well, that's life. It doesn't matter. But yeah, it's crazy.
The instant gratification is like you just have to like manage it.
Yes.
As well, like because yes, you're getting an instant dopamine hit.
Yeah, right.
But you have to like be conscious of what that's actually doing.
Yeah, 100%. And it's hard with teenagers.
Yeah,
because that's how they communicate now. It's a Snapchat, it's a little thread or whatever they're doing, and it's instant. And if that person hasn't replied in 5 to 10 minutes, it's like, what's happened? What's wrong?
Yeah,
that's how their minds are thinking. So as parents, you just want to engage with them as well, and just teach them and train them that life isn't about quick emails, quick answers, quick. It doesn't happen. You might just wait for a day or two and then get an answer, and that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Yeah,
it's really okay.
Yeah, the world's not going to come to an end if you don't answer.
Yeah, exactly. So true.
But I also do get this like desire to want to be like quick with things as well.
Yeah, look, absolutely. And I'm not bagging social media or anything. I think I love social media because nowadays your world is so open to so many things, so many opportunities. Friends in the US, friends in UK, friends in Canada, people that you've never met, but they're your friends. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's the most amazing. It's like being in a movie, I guess.
This is quite interesting actually, because when Facebook first came out, I was like one of the first people in my immediate family or like immediate friends group that got onto it. And I remember like the person that I was with, she was always like, oh, what is this thing? Like, why are you spending so much time? Da, da, da. But the way I saw it was like I wanted to get on to then be able to see whether or not I could connect with like friends that I grew up with whilst overseas.
Absolutely.
You know, and like so I'm connected and I still have constant communication with like primary school friends.
Listen, that is amazing.
You know,
it is amazing.
and like one of them, her mum is like the cousin to the Sultan of Brunei.
Yeah.
And I met her in grade 3.
Yeah, right.
You know, and like
Yeah, it is amazing. I mean, our world is progressing to next levels. AI is another thing. Oh my God, let's talk about AI. So let me tell you about AI.
yeah,
I don't know much about AI, but a photographer has got hold of me on my Instagram and wants me to do like a movement coaching thing with him.
Okay.
So basically what happens is he then can actually use my movements and makes an AI of myself.
Right.
So it's not actually me,
Right.
but it's me because the movements are me. So it's quite incredible how they would do that.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
What's it for?
Well,
like, is it for a product?
It could be for anything, but who knows?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So these AI things it's quite scary in one way,
Yeah.
and it's quite interesting in the other way.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's coming more and more. It's coming, right?
It is interesting. I think it's so what I know of right now is that it still needs input from a human.
Yes.
And so where it gets interesting is when it can do things for itself and whether or not we will allow it to do things for itself, you know.
Yeah.
That's when I think the real issues come about. But from an automation point of view, like it's just phenomenal, like the stuff that I've seen so far.
Blows your mind. It really does. It's it's weird. I mean, you see, okay, who remembers Back to the Future, right? Do you remember Back to the Future?
Yeah.
Michael J. Fox flying in a car. What the hell? I mean, I was 12 or 13 or 10 when that was out, right? Now, you've got electric cars, mate. Soon, they're going to be flying cars. No kidding.
Can you imagine, like, when I think back and
who
look
made that movie?
Yeah,
Who came up with that idea?
That was Steven Spielberg.
Amazing, Steven Spielberg. Amazing.
Well, like I think back to the production crew or the whole process. Like back then, like how like progressive it would have been, like the techniques that they used, you know, and just this idea and
the idea.
Mm.
Many years back, and now we've got electric cars.
Mm.
You know, who would have thought, right?
Yeah.
You know, people that come up with ideas of things or inventing something, and you think, oh, it's such a stupid idea. Well, really?
Yeah.
Are they stupid ideas?
Yeah. I mean, once upon a time, people used to think TV was a stupid idea.
Yeah.
And then once upon a time, people thought computers were a stupid idea.
Well, who would have thought you would have had an Apple phone that has everything going on that phone?
Yeah.
We used to come with this phone.
Yeah.
The wire phone.
We have more computing power in our hands than they did on the very first spaceship that went up.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But we're evolving, right?
Yeah.
Our world is revolving constantly.
I use AI to do the editing of this podcast.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
And my move's going to be different.
No. So I've edited a couple of podcasts manually, and it took me 4.5 hours.
Oh, too much.
When I use AI,
5 minutes?
Take a guess, and no, it's not 5 minutes. It's less.
Oh.
4.5 hours versus how long?
Well, I was going to say 5.
No.
Okay, what?
32 seconds.
Oh, my Lord. That is next level.
So the automation and the ability to do things like with such accuracy is just amazing. I mean, I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan, and he talks about when he talks about AI, he really kind of like puts across this viewpoint that ultimately, like, yeah, you can use it for good and bad,
right?
And it's about how we use it consistently for good, and like ultimately, like from a government perspective, imagine if we had like a AI government. It would be the most like a diplomatic, sensible in terms of spending. Like it would allocate funds to like all the right things and, you know, and all that type of stuff.
It might come.
It may come. And then he talks about like, because he's real big into like aliens and like UFOs and stuff like that. And like, are aliens like human beings that have integrated AI into them?
Jeez, now we are getting into this next level of deepness, mate. Wow. That's an eye opener, right?
Yeah, because Elon Musk, like they've just had a human trial on this thing called Neuralink, where they've implanted a microchip into a quadriplegic, and the quadriplegic has played a video game just by using his mind.
No.
Yeah. So it's coming.
Wow.
It's coming.
Wow.
To integrate a microchip into your brain to then be able to interact with the world.
Wow.
I mean, it may not happen in our lifetime, but it's
it's a thought.
Yeah.
It's like you said, it's coming.
Yeah. Wow. And people have already put like RFID chips under their skin so that they can open doors.
Do you have one?
And no.
Me either.
I mean, I'd probably put an air tag in myself, but then it's kind of like, you know, people could like track me.
Oh my gosh.
But how funny is that?
Yeah. Wow. Wow. That's incredible. Yep.
Okay, so 2024 is just about going and taking on.
Yes. And just enjoying what the opportunities come.
Yeah.
And, you know, deciding and living it and deciding whether to or whether not to. And that's amazing. I mean, I think I have finished competing.
Mm-hmm.
The only show I would compete for, if it ever came to Australia, was the Arnolds.
Hey,
I
exclusive.
would do Arnold's again because that's an amazing show. And, I love it. So, yeah.
Hopefully we'll see you up there again.
If they came to Australia.
Maybe
otherwise I'm done.
Maybe have a year off and then, you know.
Oh, well, no, I'm good. I'm good now. The shoes are hanging. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How can people like contact you or like what's your Instagram or your social details?
Oh, that's nice. So, look, my social media, it's Instagram is pretty easy. It's Kim Lawless _fitness. My TikTok is _Kim_Lawless_. In my TikTok, it's a lot of dancing and fun videos and vibes. Whereas my Instagram's all my modeling and my competing and that kind of thing.
It's the multiple personalities of Kim.
And then I've also got an email account. So that is linked to my Instagram. And so you can get hold of me there too. So yeah,
I'll have it like come up on the screen so like people can see it.
Fun.
Yeah. And if they have any questions or advice or like business opportunities.
Listen, I'm always open to those things. I just love connecting to my people, my following. So you know, even if it's just say hi, I'm hi. Absolutely. Yeah. So any of those.
Yeah,
sure.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Look, for me, it is definitely about just going with the flow and taking opportunities to like the next level, as well as just being open to like
the universe. Were you about to say that?
I was about to say. Being open to the universe and what the universe was going to throw at you.
Isn't that great? Isn't that great?
Because like this week's going to be a bit hard. So Friday is the day that would have been my mate's 2-year wedding anniversary. And then in 2 weeks is the day that he passed. So that's a little bit hard.
Yeah.
But I know that like things are going to happen.
Yeah.
Things are already happening.
I think you've told me this before because he kind of visits you in some way or form. So every year when it's his time and it's his passing soon, something amazing comes your way. Manchester's just a couple of hours then. But yes.
It's Yes. It's
Yes.
yeah.
That's good. It's really good.
Being open to what the universe throws at you is
Oh,
just important, and
yeah, 100%.
acknowledging, yeah.
And having a purpose. I mean, we all need purpose in life. Get up in the morning, make that bed, have your purpose. I think it's
Do
important.
you need to make that bed? I don't know if you need to make that bed if you're going to be getting back in it.
No, but seriously, I mean,
No,
we all
you
need a
do.
purpose in life, right?
Yeah.
And just, yeah. So hopefully this year is a good year.
It's definitely I feel like every year is different to the previous year
Yeah.
because I'm the type of person where I just keep leveling up
Right.
and leveling up and leveling up. And
Right.
it's like every year, actually every day, I like pinch myself and I'm like, how did I get here?
Yeah.
I don't know how I got here.
Yeah.
What is going on?
Well, it's the universe once again.
And
I love it.
Yeah, and so I mentioned before about like I used to be like really critical about myself, and now I'm just like more kind of like ebb and flow with like the
Yeah,
things
right.
that happen, and I just find that is more me,
Yeah.
ebbing and flowing and
Yeah.
taking things on and like
Yes.
developing things and
Yes.
like engaging with people and learning about them and kind of like
I like that.
the reason why I'm doing these podcasts
Yeah.
is because I'm shining the light on you.
Oh, isn't that gorgeous?
And like people need to hear your
Yeah,
story.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's nice.
Because it's inspiring.
Yeah.
Like you're an inspiring woman.
Oh, jeez. Andrew, that's blown me away.
Mm,
Yeah,
I really
wow.
mean that.
Thank you.
When
Thank you.
when I had the opportunity to like finally do a shoot with you, like one of my good mates, he was like, "What? Holy shit! You're actually shooting with Kim Lawless?"
Stop.
He was like, "Bro,
Oh,
that's
wow.
like next level."
Oh, that's nice. No, seriously, thank you. Thank
He-
you for having me. Who's this guy?
He actually just called me.
The universe once again. Oh no. Well, I'm honored. I've worked with you twice now.
Yeah,
We did a beautiful video. That was really cool.
yeah,
Need some more.
yeah. We do.
And then obviously being invited here today and just chatting.
Yeah,
Yeah, really, really cool. So
Yeah.
thank you. I'm
you're
honored.
welcome. You're
Really
welcome.
honored.
Awesome. All right. Thanks everyone for listening in.
Thank you.
Make sure you hit subscribe and the notification bell, and I'll catch you guys all on the next one. See ya.